What's up, people? It's your boy JB2 in the cut. You already know you're rocking with DTE, the Deep Theory Experience podcast. Keep it locked.
Worldwide, and I got your girl wide. Feeling like I'm Gyro. Bitch, I'm always on time. Got my soldiers on time. If you want that 4-5, coming back like Jordan. Bitch, you know I'm scoring.
Or try to spit on you for doing something that you truly love. You know what I mean? Because of the color of your skin.
How do you not fight, bro?
But that's the thing. I'm young, right? This is not like it's like people my age. This is older people. We are here with another one. Another one. Another one. It's a Deep Theory Experience podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy JB2 here with the two fine people. Miss Dian. Yo, actually, that was fire still.
Yeah. Yo, Ricky.
Really?
I got caught today still, guys. I put myself. I was a crab in the bucket. But anyways,
Damn.
I'm here with the two fly peoples, Dian, and your boy Still Dre in the building. Still Dre. Don't kill me. Top your knives with the Stella.
Fine like wine.
Fine like wine. Yo, but how you guys feeling, man?
We out here.
Be out here like kids in the wintertime for sure. The snow ain't stopping in Canada. Let's just let it be known.
Today was actually a pretty good day, you know. Like it's getting warmer.
It was nice today. We took Mikkel for a nice little walk. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to ride in his little car, you know, feeling nice. Yeah, he's trying a little skirt, you know. Beep beep. But the man's hands were cold. He doesn't like the wind.
Of course not.
Yo, the man's face, every time the wind hits him, he turns this way. It's hilarious.
No one's trying to feel the breeze, bro. It's cold outside still.
Yo, he has ultra black in him for sure. And this is what the episode's called today. Ultra black. Because it is black. It is a Black History Month. And it's black every day. You know what I'm saying? It's a black day every day.
Yes, sir.
Represent. Today, you guys are lucky that the beautiful Dian is taking over. She's got the reins. I'm going to toss her the keys to the bimmer. And she's going to, look for Sim Simma. And,
oh my God.
All right, bro. All right, bro.
Oh gosh.
Yo, Takatomi is still,
All right, we're going to start. I don't even know if this is going to be light, if this is heavy, but I kind of want to see where your head's at and see if this is still on your mind. So the first question I got for you guys, do you think things have changed or improved since the whole George Floyd
be there,
That's all I want.
Yeah, I think just chiming on what you guys are talking about, Deanne's question, I don't think there's been that much change because just me keeping my eye on the people who were talking about it, who were at the forefront of it, it's like that it just got passed into water, it's just flowing now, and it's sad because I feel like the momentum was something that we should have never changed, even in the basketball, like you still hear certain people talking about it, but you expect those certain people to talk about it. The rest of everybody are really not saying much, like they were before. So, I mean, I can't speak for everything about saying like there hasn't been any drastic changes, right? Like you said, I'm not in your certain companies. You don't know if there's changes in there. You don't know if other people are talking about it and having conversations, but
I feel there's only so much you can really say though, to be honest.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about like everyday people, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about like celebrities and like there's only so much you can really say. Like I think it's just more so about like the actions. Like what do you do now?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Like I was talking to like one of my boys just briefly about Kyrie.
Right.
And just like everything that he's been doing. And even the stuff that we didn't know he was doing.
Right.
Like a lot of people were questioning like his movement, like
his integrity.
yeah, like what are you doing? Like, why aren't you hooping? Like, why are you staying away from the game for like periods of time? Like what are you really doing? And obviously, he's not gonna come and be like, "Yo, I'm doing this, I'm doing that." Nah,
I'm gonna be about it.
I'm doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And if you hear about it, you hear about it. If you don't hear about it, you don't hear about it. And that's that. So, just to see Kyrie and seeing what he's doing, the impact that he's making, just obviously like putting his money where it helps, right?
Yeah.
Like even just, I know it doesn't have to do with George Floyd, but like even him just putting part of his salary towards the WNBA.
Yeah, that was a game changer.
Yeah,
because they're not making that much, and their unity, I felt, was a lot stronger than the NBA fraternity.
I would agree with that, and I would say they actually probably made a bigger impact in the sense, like, you know, the cases that were going on, like the Breonna Taylor cases, like that you could, like, even if you didn't know what was going on in the WNBA, there was no way you didn't hear of what they were doing, how they were in that case.
They did so much. They weren't afraid to wear whatever they wanted to wear as well, too. I think they all stood like, yo, we're all a league, we're all one, so like let's show that, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a game one of the WNBA teams were playing. Can't remember which team it was, but the security cops were mad at the fact that they were rocking the shirts that they were rocking.
Yeah, I remember that. To me,
like, that's crazy. I mean, you know what's going on. You ain't dumb.
Yeah.
But you're so concerned on, like, basically telling them to shut up and dribble. And
but this was good, too, though, because they were able to also expose the owners that, you know, weren't fully supporting them. And, like, if this didn't happen, they wouldn't know. Well, you know, you would get a sense because you get a sense. But this really put them on blast, and it was like, you don't need this energy.
You don't
sell. That's it.
I hear that. No, and I just say that's why I feel like they had the biggest impact. And plus, again, they had a lot of females actually really trying. Like, they took away their career to make it change. Like Maya Moore, right? There's a lot of players who didn't play because they wanted to really impact change. And
and there's a lot of players that kind of opened their eyes. Like, I was scrolling really quickly on Instagram and I realized one of the previous Atlanta Dream players is now a co-owner of the team. And I was like,
what's her name?
It's going to bother me because I can't remember it. And Montgomery,
yes.
Yeah. And I was like, that's big.
She's
like,
huge.
You know, like that's just one player making a move. Imagine what that does, you know, in the future.
It translates, and that's the thing, right? And I feel like their impact should showcase in results, meaning they should have reparation come to them, you know, their salary should be increased because they're really walking the walk, you know. And I'm not saying that NBA players are not doing that. I feel like there's a lot of them that just keep it under wraps. They just do it. Like John Wall is one. He just, like, what happened in Texas,
right?
He's just doing it. Like, he doesn't care.
He just got there too.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what he's known for, and that's what he's talked about. So I do feel like there's changes in that aspect in terms of action. I feel like people are more aware. I think that's a big change. But then there are still the non-changing things, like people still choosing to ignore
close-minded people
or be oblivious, you know.
What changes are you expecting now, or hoping for, or looking forward to now that Biden is president? And do you think this is going to impact Canada positively or negatively?
I like the fact that you pointed out Biden, because most Black people are going to automatically be like, we're not even worried about Biden. We're going to go to Harris, right? Which, to me, we can't put all that pressure on a Black woman to make change. The first, exactly. Just like we try to put all that pressure on the first Black president, Barack Obama.
Yep.
So to me, like, they're not going to do, like, we understand how the politics work. We understand the guinea pigs and all that, blah, 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 blah. She's going to impact where she can.
Right.
With Biden, I feel like he just needs to expose our history. I think that is the biggest thing. Like, there's so much history that we've given that a lot of people are just making their own history. They don't understand what history is, you know? A lot of counterparts don't even understand what Black History Month, wow, I don't know why I'm stumbling. What Black History Month represents. Every day represents something, right? And I was talking about that on the other session that we had, and each day has a representation of what we've done in history. So I think all that needs to come to the forefront for us to even at least have people more aware, like, yo, this is what actually happened. You know, I don't know what your grandparents told you, but this is what happened. This is why they're fighting. This is why they want what they want, you know? And also what I want to happen is the other side. And when I say the other side, I want us to, if this ever comes to, which we already know this is inevitable, if it ever comes to another situation like a George Floyd or a Breonna Taylor, we need to try the other side, which is the Malcolm X side. I don't condone violence, but we've never tried that. So, like I was saying on the last session.
Oh, did your mind change?
Did my mind change?
Yeah, because we spoke about this before.
We did speak about it. I said I was neutral. Okay. I said huh?
You're leaning a little bit.
I'm leaning more on that side because, again, like it's just about, we don't know what the outcome will be if we don't try it. Like, you know what I mean? Yep. And I feel like we've literally given them. How can I put this in a ball sense? Like, we literally are a predictable offense, right? Like, we have a predictable offense. The pick and roll, they know how to just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too predictable with the protesting, and they know how to counter it. They know how to adjust. They know how to be ready for whenever we protest, and they know how to make it look bad on us, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yo, if they want to paint this picture, I mean, we might as well go fight because we never seen that side. No one's ever gone to that extent, right? Again, I never thought I would ever see lynching.
Trust me.
In the modern day era, right? So for me to see that I never even vividly seen it.
Right.
But to know, you know?
Right.
It's crazy.
Nah, those images were out there, bro.
I know there was images out. I'm saying, like, I wasn't personally there, like, to
actually.
You know?
But regardless, bro, like, the fact that we're seeing images,
right?
Like show off your iPhone, like it's like you took your own picture of it, like, bro. Exactly. I should not be able to. This should not be happening.
I shouldn't be able to Google it.
Yeah, bro. Like,
in the modern day era. So
that's crazy to me.
But yeah, those are the changes I'm looking for.
When you're talking about Biden, like, I'm also thinking, like, this guy said, I hope he stays true to his word.
Oh, I'm there with you. I'm just waiting for action at this point.
He's not.
Yeah. But everyone talked about it. It's all about voting for the lesser evil. So
it's true. You're facts.
It's some son of a, like, can you imagine? Like,
listen,
we had to choose the lesser evil. I mean, I can't be as if I'm American.
Right? But the thing is, it affects us. Everything America does affects us because we're such a huge alliance with them. So anything they do, let's just say they wanted to start a war today. Canada's blood clot ass is gonna go join them because we're their best friends, you know, like.
But if Canada doesn't agree with them, it's a whole different story, and they turn
it back on us.
Okay, hold on, I was there when you wanted to make the stupidest decision before.
Facts. So again, there's big things, but to me, like, again, like, we were talking about this, I think on the first season. When we were talking about Biden, you know, touching the little girls and ways, and I said, like, if I ever had a man touching my son or daughter like that, he might get choked on national television. He might get choked. He might die on national television. He might die on national television.
Put that man in sleeper hold, bro.
Put him in a choke. Put him in a coffin.
Like, don't touch my kid, bro.
Nah, but again, like I'm with you guys. I'm hoping he stays to his word, or at least some of his word. All right, he is a lesser evil. But I don't. My expectations of that, I don't have any.
That's a big statement on its own. Like the fact that we already know that, you know, we're not expecting him to move mountains at this point. Right. But I just need to see something that I haven't seen for the last 8 of my years. You know what I mean?
And it has to shake the world,
yes.
or at least shake our people to see, like, okay, we're in a direction that is going to see greater things, especially for the youth. Like, they have no idea. They gotta grow up and search these things. If they're
they gotta
not
grow into these changes
to whatever we or the government wants them to learn. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of schools out here in Canada, I feel, need more educational things for black people. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a fact.
I feel like we should. I'm not saying like we gotta just create everything black, but there's a lot of history that Canadians don't understand about their black history here. You know what I mean?
It should not be an option either.
It shouldn't.
Oh, yes.
That should not be an option. That has to be mandatory.
Facts. I agree.
Like, everybody needs to learn about it. I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm selecting courses like, oh, I get to pick this or I get to pick that. No, you have to take this. It's mandatory for you to graduate from like each grade.
Not even just school. I think that's mandatory in all workplaces.
Yeah,
so,
facts.
like, you have to take code of conduct, just like you have to take information technology,
right?
Yes.
All of that. This should be mandatory too.
It's necessary.
And not just on Black History, not just during Black History Month either.
Exactly.
But yo, listen, I've taken a lot of things, and I'm just like, yo, they want us to learn French. They want us to learn all these things that have nothing to do with everyday living, right? It's mandatory that you have to learn French or Spanish, either one, you know?
I mean, French helps.
French helps because we're a French. I understand what the French Canadian. I understand that. I get
that.
But there's so much deeper roots to that. The colonization of that, like, you know, like they want us to learn these things, knowing that we're a multicultural country. So there should be elements of all countries tied into our education, at least here in Canada, right? So
I feel you on that.
I feel like if we're talking about history, let us learn about all history.
Yeah, at least some way, shape, or form. Like you can spend like a quarter of like a semester talking about Black history, a quarter of it talking about, like, I guess, China and Asian history.
Yes.
Another quarter about, like,
history should be mandatory for all 4 years. So it gives you enough time to learn most of
everything
the history
that has happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little bit of Afghanistan, a little bit of Asia, a little bit of this, a little bit of Black.
Yeah.
It's needed. But again, I'm not the school district and the board, you know.
No, you're not.
Okay, so with all that being said, do you feel like at this moment in time that you're in tune with your history and your culture? And if not, what are you doing to change that?
I like that question. Shit, that was finger licking good. Even though we're not allowed to have any finger licking good things now because it's COVID.
I don't know. For myself, like I don't know. Like, you see a lot of things on social media, and obviously, like, even honestly, I watched Judas, the Black Messiah, just the other day. The movie's actually, like, it's really good.
Yep.
But like that's a way for me to learn, to be honest. Like, I learn through like if I see certain things that I see, like, on social media or on the internet, and it kind of catches my mind. It's just like, yo, like, if I want a further or in depth thought or idea or whatever's going on within like whatever I'm reading, then I'm gonna do a deeper research on whatever that catches my mind or catches my interest. And there's certain things like that I hate reading about certain things that kind of bring my mood down. It bothers me. Like,
yeah, but it's a bittersweet thing, though. It's needed.
I totally get it. I totally understand it. But like, I've been on such a thing where I really avoided like watching things that will probably like, make me feel depressed or sad, man. Like, I watch a lot of comedy. Like, I need that because it keeps my spirits up. Like, I go through enough mentally where I don't need the sad stuff, man. I try to avoid it at all costs. But like you said, there are times where I do need to just suck it up and just listen and just watch what is important.
I'm with you on that, and I feel like that's the same thing for me. Like, you guys already know I don't watch TV, so when I do watch TV, it needs to make me laugh. But I also understand that, you know, I also need to watch and visualize the things that, you know, have happened in the past for me to truly understand. And it's very hard because for me, I'll see a visual similar to you guys of like what they're trying to visualize happened in the past, and I'm like, I'm putting myself in that situation, and I'm like, I can't. That image sticks with me forever.
It's daunting.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like it's more pain. You're like, you dwell on it. The anger that builds up in you, I just can't. So oftentimes what I'm trying to do, because we at work are often talking about it, we're trying to educate ourselves and create more awareness and da-da-da. So I'll do my best to still watch those things, but we'll use other media resources. So whether it's a podcast, whether it's a TED Talk, whether it's something not lighter, but easier to digest. I personally can't sit there and read something graphic. I can listen to it. But when it turns into a visual, like a documentary, a movie, a TV show, where I can visualize and that scene can play in my head over and over again, that is the hardest pill to swallow.
Trust me.
No, I hear you guys on that. You know what I gotta say to that? The truth hurts.
100%.
It hurts.
Oh, thanks.
It does. I'm just saying.
You're not wrong.
I'm just saying, like, it hurts, but it's necessary. And I agree with you guys. I feel like trying to find a balance and all that helps to digest it a little bit more and resonate it with it a little bit more. For me,
how long are we supposed to relive? How long are we really supposed to relive those moments of like death? Like just watching Judas the Black Messiah and just seeing how the cops killed Fred Hampton. Like, fam, I'm hearing. Like, I knew about it from before when the cops bust off like 100 shots.
Yeah, they killed him in front of his pregnant wife.
Yes, and then
like,
only one black
9
person
months
shot one bullet.
Yes, I know.
One black person shot one bullet. Every other bullet was from the cops. 9 months,
fam. Like she's basically due at any second, and to me, like she could have died too.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's how. Like I understand what you guys are talking about, reliving it. I think you guys should just take it how you guys can, right? You guys know your limit. I think just reliving it once is good enough. You don't have, if someone's showing it to you, like, listen, I already know about that. Let's talk about it. Like, you know, like let's go in a different way to like break it down and dumb it down so we can both get something out of this conversation. But the whole Fred Hampton thing, that shit's it's a lot. You know, they basically staged him like he was a piece of shit, like just dead meat on the street. And of course that's gonna make anybody enraged, you know, especially being like us being black, we put ourselves in that situation. And that's the hard part about reliving this.
Yes.
Because we put ourselves there, like, you know, and you just try to think like how we would have been in that situation, having to deal with all these things that are happening.
It's crazy though, because I think about it and I'm like, okay, so just as a human being, forget all the layers. As a human being, you mean to tell me if I was to show someone that is racist the movies or the documentary I can't watch, they can sit there comfortably and still feel okay with their thoughts.
See nothing wrong.
See nothing wrong.
Like, but that's borderline sociopath.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Like, mentally, I can't process that. I'm like,
But it goes hand in hand to just like people who can murder and then go have pleasure the next day or like within 3 hours. It's very, very compatible. I don't like
nasty.
It is nasty, but what she's saying,
I get it.
What she's saying is real. I hate that. I hate the fact that we like when you show this to people who are very racist, they understand and they know they're racist, but they tell themselves they're not racist. It's crazy. It's blasphemy. It's blasphemy. It really is. It's blasphemy. And I don't know. I don't see another way around it. You know, like we just got to keep exposing them. Just like, you know, like if you want to expose child predators and stuff like that, we just gotta expose them, lure them out.
Crazy.
Like I said, the truth hurts. It hurts.
Indeed, it does.
Honey, it hurts.
Okay. Okay. So with the truth now. So we've talked a lot about racism, and all that.
Yeah.
Have you guys yourself experienced racism?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like how many? Listen.
Tell me about it.
Hockey is. I'm not gonna say like it's the only sport, but like it's a sport that heckles any other player or ethnicity that's not white, right? I've experienced. I think the hardest one I experienced was when I was 14. We were in Edmonton. We were practicing. We were trying to go for breakfast right after. And they literally had like 8 people like just barricade the whole thing, and they didn't want to let us in because there was
what? Wait. They barricaded the restaurant?
They came outside, they barricaded not a restaurant. It's a diner. The breakfast diner. Let's get it right. So they barricaded it. There was like 5 black guys on my team, right? 2 of them are light skinned. 2 of the other ones are lighter than me. I'm the only dark chocolate nigga on the team.
All right, bro.
And they barricaded it. They said, "Yo, we're not letting you guys in." I'm like, "Yo, we want to eat." And me coming from Scarborough, there's a lot of ways that, we maneuver. And I have a lot of aggression at that time. So we were ready to fight. But our coach, obviously, understanding the situation more in depth because he's older, he gets it, he's seen it. He told us to go back on the bus. But they spat at us. Like, they spat on our bus. Like, I've had games where, like, I had a player on the opposite team, like, literally wait for us outside because they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't be playing this sport." Who said I can't be playing this sport? You? Like, do you even know who made this sport? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my people made this sport. But y'all won't know that unless I expose that. Or unless the government of Canada exposes that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I've experienced a lot. For sure. A lot of hatred at that time.
How about you, Dre?
Right? Like, the one that comes to my mind, like, this happened probably like 2 years ago. I was on my way to work, and I stopped by a No Frills before work.
Ooh.
It's like probably 8:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. I stopped by No Frills to go grab like a coconut water and like the Ovaltine cookies or whatever.
Yo, shout out the Ovaltine cookies, man.
Yo, I try to pick those up. I try to pick those up. No problem. I knew where I was going, which aisle to go to. I was trying to be in and out because I started work at 9, bro.
Right.
I go into the store and like I seen I picked up whatever I need to grab, and I'm going back to the to cash out, and the line's just long, bro. And I'm just like, yo, I can't be late for work, bro. I'm gonna put this stuff back. And I legit went back to the aisle, put everything back, came back out, about to try and make my way out of the No Frills. But like, you know how every lane gets blocked off because if you're not using the lane, they block it off. So I'm like, okay, so I have to go to the one lane that's open and squeeze through everybody just to get out. Like, I don't want to do this, but like so I see a guy at one of the cashiers that were closed. And I'm like, yo, do you mind letting me out? Cause like I'm trying to get to work. And the guy's like, your bag seems a little bit heavier than how it came in. I was just like, huh? And like I have music playing in my ears, like they're not in my ears, but like just kind of off my, like I'm wearing my headphones off my ear a little bit. And I'm like, pardon? So, like your bag seems a little bit heavier than it came in than when you came into the store. And I'm like, my bag has not left my back since I've been in the store. How are you gonna tell me that my bag is a little bit heavier?
Crazy.
You know what's in my bag? You know what's in my bag? Like, what was in my bag? My work uniform, my pair of running shoes, and then probably a shirt and like maybe my lunch bag. That was it.
Did you tell him what was in your bag?
No, are you crazy?
Okay, thank God. Okay, continue.
That's none of his business.
Good job, black guy. Good job.
So I'm just like, yo, my bag is not heavier. My bag has not left my back at no point in time since I've been in the store. I'm trying to get out. I'm not trying to squeeze through the lane where bare people are lined up. So can you just let me through here and I'll be on my way? This guy's like, you mind taking your bag off? And I'm like, for what? And like, I also hear like on the intercom, like, can we get like we get someone to check lane aisle, whatever aisle I was in, bro. And I'm just like, I'm so confused because like I'm taking my headphones off completely now. I'm like, what's going on? And this guy's like, yeah, we have the cops coming here just now. And I'm like, bro, I'm leaving.
Wow.
You're not keeping me here. I'm out. I unhooked the chain and I walked through. I'm like, yo, I'm good. Like I have nothing on my conscience once I leave here.
Yeah.
Like if the cops pull me over,
so be it.
Yo, check my bags if you want, bro. But I don't have anything to show you. You want to see my shoes? If you want to see like the gym shoes that I walk around in for 8 hours out of the day, bro, they probably smell because I've been wearing them for so long. What do you want? Like, what do you really want from me?
He wants to smell it still, you know? He wants to smell
so,
he wants to smell your pheromones.
Yo, chill, that's nice. But I ended up getting to work like a couple minutes late.
Yeah.
And like I apologized to my manager or whatever. My manager's cool, so like they were just like, it's whatever, bro. Like I told him about the situation. My manager was black. My managers are black. Like two of them out of the few that I had, they were black. And I told him about the situation. And he was just like, same question Jermaine asked me, did you take your bag off? I'm like, no. This guy's like, good.
It's a real nigga question, bro. It's no joke. Like to me, the fact that he's like he's trying to create a narrative that actually makes no sense.
Right.
You know, like for what? Like if you're that bored at your job, don't be doing it. I understand we all need
quit.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
Can quit today.
But you
bro.
don't have to make someone else's day worse because nothing's happening. You're a security guard.
He wasn't security.
Oh, he wasn't security.
He wasn't security.
Oh, he's cashier.
He was like I think he was a manager.
That's even manage a place. Manage it.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're watching one person walk into the store, to a grocery store. I wasn't even like lollygagging, bro.
But this is the thing. If he had actual evidence, bring that to the people, right? Mm-hmm. You can't just accuse and assume, right? Facts. If you don't have no proof, that makes no sense. Oh, we're gonna call the cops. No way, I have no proof to show them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, waste the cops' time.
If he actually had proof, he would have never let you go.
No.
Like he literally would have been like, yeah, I can't keep this guy. He stole something from my store. I'm keeping his ass. Bro, I've been in your situation. The man held me. He held me, fam. Okay? Like literally like I'm short at that time. I'm still short, but that's beside the point. But my weight was a little bit lower than what it is right now, right? Yeah. And as soon as this man picked me up, I was like, yep, all right. Cops are gonna come, they're gonna find me, right? Like there's no escaping this. But it's because they had proof. In your situation, they had no proof.
Yeah. That's crazy. To hear you like your stories, like I haven't personally experienced any like blatant racism or none that I can remember.
Yeah.
Nothing that impacted me at all. So so when I hear your stories and I know, like, you know, you guys have been through it, I'm like, yo, that just makes me angry. And like the only thing that I can say that I have experienced under the umbrella of racism is colorism, and that's like amongst my own people. So that is a whole different level.
That's a whole other
battle.
Different level. And it's just like it's one of those things where it's like back then that probably ate at me, but now I'm like, you know what? It
is what it is.
I'll go do what you guys do. You're not about to stress my life. Like I can't do it.
the back and forth.
No,
But to me, like, again, like, just going off of what Dre's story, I never really took in the intercom until I was in a situation, right? Like, you really don't understand. Like, you're thinking they're just doing protocol, like they're calling aisles and blah. And you're looking up, you're like, yo, I'm in this aisle. Why they hold on,
I always hit that stuff, bro. Like, no matter how many times, like, I always have a headset on me. Y'all know this.
Same here.
The moment I take my headphones, I always walk into a store, take my headphones slightly off my ears, so I can hear what's going on around me.
Right.
I listen to the intercom. Like, I've worked in a retail store where my manager is sick though. One of my oldest managers from my old job, she would used to go on the intercom and just call it like random aisles. Somebody check aisle, whatever. Nobody's in the aisle, and she'll just do it. And I'm just like, why do you do that? And she's like, honestly, just keep everyone on their toes. Like, and not even just about like just like the customers themselves, or just like employees, like watching like their section and stuff, right? Like making sure everything's good. So that's a smart thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's fun. That's a smart thing to do. I get that, but like,
I understand. But I'm just saying, like, you are in tune with that, like the intercom thing. But there's a lot of people who are not.
Yeah,
and they don't even know the element of surprise that's coming to them. You know what I mean?
Trust me.
There's nothing more degrading than having a person spit on you or try to spit on you for doing something that you truly love. You know what I mean? Because of the color of your skin.
How do you not fight, bro?
But that's the thing. I'm young, right? This is not like it's like people my age. This is older people.
That's all the questions that I have for you. But we had a really good conversation the last time that we unfortunately didn't record. And it was, you know, talking about your favorite.
Yes.
Danny
Lane.
However you say her
last name. Who's favorite? Who's favorite?
That's my favorite, nigga.
His favorite.
Oh, I'm about to say, yeah, you can have that.
And I'll claim it. Even though my girl she might beat me up, but it's okay.
Oh wow. Oh wow. And I still stand on what I stand.
I hear you. Like you felt like there was a lot of colorism in that. You felt like there was a lot of degrading. And I hear you. I personally, not being biased, I hear that. I just, I think she was just talking about her man who is not her man anymore, wanting her yellow bonus. But again, there are certain people who can say those words and not understand the true meaning of it, right? And again, we do have sugarcoating words or like slangs, terminologies of certain words that everyone takes into reference of a different definition, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So someone might look at like, you calling a red bone like a redhead, as some people take it like it's a light-skinned girl. Like, what's the difference between a red bone and a yellow bone? I still don't know. Tell me.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know.
I didn't even think a yellow bone was a thing. So
I didn't know it was a thing too, but I know if you click the porn site and click red bone, you're gonna see a light-skinned girl coming up. I'm just saying.
I was thinking like I think all these things were like undertones. Like, what's your undertone like within your skin? Like,
what is? Well, to me, go ahead.
That's a makeup thing. So everyone has an undertone.
Yes.
But my thing is like. Yeah, so you either have a peach, yellow, red.
Jay, you'll find those soon.
It's a whole thing. Don't worry. Don't worry. But my
You can
big
tell I'm alone.
problem,
Go
my
ahead.
big problem with this whole situation, like I already have a problem with like just the whole like black, white context of things, like the fact that we're called black people, even though I haven't seen one black person yet.
Mhm.
To me, we're all just different shades of brown.
Yep.
That's it for me. So like I already have a problem with that. I've acknowledged that that's part of, you know, our history,
history,
that's
culture.
how we identify ourselves and da. And I remember seeing a video, and it was of a Caucasian little boy. He's probably a toddler, and the mom was recording him saying like, "What color are you?" And he's like, "Oh, peach." And she's like, "What color is your friend?" "Brown." "Do you like your friend?" "Yes." Like it was, you could see that like racism is taught. Like, you could see like this boy has, to other people, a black friend that he just sees as a brown person that is his friend. You know what I mean?
They
so
try to
that conversation that she was having with her toddler, and I was just like, why aren't more people having that conversation? And don't get me started on the whole "I don't see color" thing, because that's a whole bunch of BS.
Yeah,
that one I don't even understand.
You gotta see color.
But then you bring it now to the African American community, and all of a sudden, oh, this person's too dark, or this person's black, or this person is what? Like, I don't understand how you are now causing self-hate amongst your own community that is already being hated on.
Yep. There's a lot that is something that I'm in hopes that it will really change immediately. You know, I feel like there are times where we can take certain, like we just like to laugh. Sometimes black people just like to laugh it off. So I feel like we have a way of just making jokes.
Yeah.
But again, some people don't take these things as jokes. You know?
And the code word now is preference.
Yes, preference.
Don't get it twisted. When I hear preference now, I'm like, listen, that's a trigger, because don't try to use that.
My girl tried to ask me about, she's like, what's your preference? Nigga, I don't have a preference. She's like, you have to have a preference. I'm like, nigga, I don't. She don't believe me. She's like, listen, your mom told me your I'm like, they don't know my preference. How they gonna know? I didn't bring every single person I met to this house. Like, you know what I mean? It's true. So you're right. Like, now that the code word now is preference, it just takes away from everything. To me, when it comes to our people, we have a hard time uplifting one another. You know, we don't make ourselves feel comfortable being in because again, just the breakdown for a lot of people. Like, the white people live better. You know, I wish I had, like, again, I had my little brother. He might hate me for this. I'm sorry. I won't say his name, but he at a point, I think he was probably like 6 or 7. He said he wanted to be white. Again, he's a kid. Yeah, you're taking it lightly, you know, but there could be some truth to it. That could have led for a long period of time throughout his life where he probably would have bleached himself, you know, like, so again, like, as an older brother, you want to instill like, yo, you're black and you're beautiful.
Right.
You know?
But that's real though. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I just remember seeing a commercial or an ad of someone of the preferred skin color promoting a lighter skin type and a product that goes with it. And then you start to think, maybe. That's messed up. That's messed up.
Right.
The fact that you can start, and now, and I'm afraid for the kids nowadays, because they're exposed to that early. Like, they're exposed to, they can get those products at 12, 13.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
do you guys ever think there was any type of like honestly, I thought there was a time where there's gonna be like some growth or changes within our own community when it comes to like our skin complexion. Honestly, I really did. Like, when I started hearing about like obviously darker skinned women like speaking out a lot more about like what they all experience. I'm just like, okay, like we're taking a huge turn. Like now we're progressing somewhere, but it's just like, yo, we didn't progress. Like it was talked about, and then it's just like, yo,
it died.
Under the rug.
It started flowing.
I think we went backwards.
Yeah.
To be honest, especially in the media.
I feel that way too.
Do you remember watching those '90s videos?
Yep.
Yeah.
How many dark skins did you see in those '90s videos? How many light skins, brown skins, all of these different skins? Like you didn't know the distinct difference. It was just
black. If you're black, you're black.
Yeah.
That's it. Especially in those Michael Jackson movies, those videos were classics. To be honest.
It's crazy too because you mentioned Michael Jackson, and obviously he went through his own
his own little transition. Yeah.
And it's like it almost felt like it got worse as years come by, because I could go back and look at like 90s fashion and seeing like dark skinned women with like, they're beautiful obviously, but like it was just, you could see it more, and they were true to themselves. No makeup, no nothing. They had their 90s.
They represented well.
They were
represented well.
And then over a time, the evolution changed. And even with the makeup, like you started to see a lot of dark skins started to wear like this pink foundation,
or like it was like
fluorescent pink.
It was like a different.
Yeah.
But I can't even fault them, because at the time, and even till this day, most beauty companies weren't making their shade.
They're not.
They wanted to wear makeup. They're wearing something that
wasn't their color, which is. But it's fun.
They're also giving what people want, right?
Oh yeah.
Like they're also like people want. Like people always looking for the light skin or lighter tone women,
because it's closer to the white people.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But again, even just me stating that, it's colorism, because they're black, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their shade being closer to white shouldn't mean anything less of them. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like with them getting a higher plateau and a platform, they should have just stood the ground and saying like, yo, we're all black women. We're all beautiful. Y'all need to start creating makeup for this shade. We come in different shades. I mean,
that's why I applaud Rihanna, because she started.
Yeah, she honestly, I applaud her too. I give her diligence. So for a person to step away from just the music and doing what she's been doing, I commend that for sure.
Miss the music though.
Of course, you miss the music. I mean, I miss seeing her in videos too, but I mean,
But she's definitely making a huge impact, like globally.
She was also another person that was accused of bleaching her skin.
Yes.
So almost every single black woman.
There's always been that.
In the media have
always
through that whole phase. And it's crazy because then you start to see a side-by-side picture of when they were younger to when.
It's crazy as you say that. Nia Long to me was dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously not like my complexion, but she was dark. When I see her now, she's a lot lighter. So it made me think.
It's interesting because like it makes me think, and I'm like, okay,
you think so?
Maybe
she is. You can see her freckles more now.
Yeah. But maybe 80% of them, like, they had some type of product. It wasn't like the full bleaching experience, but something, brightening agent, something. Right. But then if I think about it now, even for myself, like if I look back, and I know my mom showed me a picture of what I was like, I don't know, 8 or 10. I was much darker then. So
really,
I don't know what happened, because I know I could put a hand over heart and know that I didn't do anything, because you could tell if I did. But it's like there's also that, which is crazy because I had to grow up and be comfortable in my own skin,
right,
while I was going through that phase.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you start to see the media make it worse.
Yep, tearing people down. And then you got the media, and then your peoples. It's
the aunties and uncles.
Yeah,
the
man.
Ones that say the slick remarks like.
Listen, I know, because again, and this is what creates that family dynamic or that divide, where you got the lighter people on this side, and they don't want to mess with the darker people, so they're gonna leave them. I know I go through it. It's currently going right now, and even with what you're saying, like I was lighter as a baby.
Mhm.
I don't know where the darkness came from, but that shit came. It came, you know. But I've embraced it. Like I love my skin. I've never looked at my skin and just said like, man, I wish, you know, I wasn't darker. I will say at a point in my life when I was a kid,
Mhm.
because I wasn't getting the love from my mother, I started to be like, I wish I had white folks as family. Just the way that they organize themselves in their family, right? Not saying I would change my skin color, but just more like I wish my mom was more like the white family, you know? But again,
doesn't that come down to like wanting a whole, like, I guess like a household where like it's
you want a happy home. You want a happy home.
Yeah.
You want you want a home where like you guys are doing things. Like again, like I was talking to my girl, like
mom and dad.
Yeah, like I wish I had the foundation where like my brothers or my sisters were my best friends. Of course, you guys are my best friends.
Yeah.
But you would want that element, right, in your family whole, because you guys grow up, you live together. Like that should be pretty much a no-brainer, you know.
Your go-to people.
Facts. I mean, and especially me being the oldest, you know what I mean? You would want that. So it develops you to, whenever you have kids, to pass that down, you know?
Yeah.
But like, so even though, like, if I think about growing up, so I was born, quote unquote, like, I don't even want to say light skin, because all babies are born like skin color. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, had no skin,
different pigmentation,
and I started to develop my pigmentation as I went through, right? So I went through different phases, because mind you, my mom is a lighter skin tone than me, my dad's darker. I do remember at one point, like, and this is probably like high school, where I really peeped and I was like, wait a minute. The people that my dad messes with in terms of females, women, I've always been a lighter skin.
I love skin complexion.
Mind you, I have an older sister that is much lighter than my mom. So I know her mom is lighter than my mom.
Yeah.
So that starts to mess with you mentally, because you're like, wait a minute. Am I now
looking like me?
You know what I mean? Am I now considered ugly because I, you know,
right. I don't even thought about it like that.
You know what I mean? If someone that I hold true to me considers like someone that they would love lighter than them pretty, how do I now consider myself? Yes, I'm his daughter, so he's never going to tell me like...
He's not going to make you feel...
Yeah.
But, you know, that messes with your mental. So then now you start to grow up of age and you start to peep things in high school. You start to see, you're like, all right.
Yep.
I always remember this. It's like, I remember growing up and I remember saying like, okay, for whatever reason, most of the guys that I talked to, I don't know if Dre were lighter skin tone than me. And I don't
guys that you spoke to?
Like, yeah, were lighter skin tone, or the ones that were either not my ethnicity or lighter than me.
Yeah. And
I remember my mom saying like, it just works that way. It's you know, it's just white and black. And I was like, white and black? What do you mean? And then she's like, you know what I mean? Like the lighter skin tone with the dark skin tone. What the female's light, the male's dark, or the male's light, the female's
It's
dark.
funny that you say that. That's crazy.
Every single Nigerian movie now, and it
messes with you. Yeah, it was like the norm. You have to have it's like
to balance it out. Like I don't understand.
You call that the Reese's Pieces.
Okay, bro.
So now I'm up because like now you are now telling the next generation to be like, oh, you need to balance out the skin tone, so you can't be messing with. I can't talk to someone that's dark skinned.
Right. That's true. I think honestly, like it shouldn't matter what shade. Again, we know there are different shades of black, and we just gotta love that. You know, I don't feel like we should ever look at like this is the norm. You know, it's just like this is our foundation, right? But you would obviously want to encourage more people to be like, this is not the norm. You don't have to be with this color, right? We all come in different shades. If you like a dark-skinned woman, love that dark-skinned woman. If you like a light-skinned woman, love that light-skinned woman. An albino, love that albino, right? Still black, you know what I'm saying? So I think once we start to reassure that and start to keep stating that and actually being about that. I think the younger generation has at least a clear vision that we come in different shades. I can love who I love. And I'm not going to be looked at if I date this shade that I'm somehow, degrading our people. You know what I mean? So
you shouldn't feel that way either, to be honest.
You shouldn't. But again, our older generation didn't help the situation, right? I mean, just piggybacking off what Dian was saying earlier when they had the 90s, right? As time was changing and you had the light skins coming up, where like the Shamar Moores and, then, dark skins are winning again, the Morris Chestnuts and, you know what I'm saying? The Omar Epps. Like, it was a battle. Like, it's just like, why can't we just all be like, yo, we're all black, we're winning.
Yeah.
We're winning.
Yeah.
For real.
But yeah, I like that. Yo, this was, you held your shit. You held it down, girl. She did this Virgo style. Yes.
All right.
There you go. Got it? There you go. There you go.
Oh, you're corny.
Yo, allow me, fam. Allow me, dog. But yo, this was a blessed session. I like the fact that we went there. So I felt like I connected more with you guys. I didn't know that Dre experienced racism like that. So, and just to hear Dian saying that she feels the anger, just hearing the stories is it's telling. But yeah, audience, I hope you guys like this episode. You know what I'm saying? This is DTE. Again, this is DTE. I'm here with my compadres as always. We are tuning out. Till next time, guys. Speak your mind, own your truth. You done know. Okay. For more DTE content, go ahead and click that like button, click that subscribe button. Follow us on social media at DTE2020. And don't you forget, share and comment in the comment section below. Definitely want to hear your guys' feedback. And we definitely want to hear your guys' truth. So keep it going. Speak your mind. You know what it is. It's DTE. Yeah.